Hi everybody. I think I might have quite a lot to say today, so I think I might break this into two, otherwise it's just going to roll on and on and on, and you guys have got stuff to do. So I'm probably just going to stick to what I think might be the title, which is Renewal of Passion but No Plan. And it's creating this tender point where the seesaw doesn't know which direction to go in. It's that I don't know what to do. I've got all this energy and I don't know what to do with it. So I'm seeing a lot. I'm only halfway through. Is it Wednesday today? I'm only halfway through the week and I'm seeing an awful lot of this in the system at the moment. So I'm going to scoot through the yes, indeed. Sorry, I'm just staring at one of the decks is upside down and it's screaming at me to show you this. Right. So what I'm being presented with is that. So it's an old work situation where I had a job given to me where I had to kind of recalibrate two divisions into a new piece of software, which was like a financial management tool. And so, and it was huge. It was really complex and huge and a ball ache, if I'm honest. But what it brought was a new piece of software which would prove very useful. Okay, very capable and very useful. But it was new and it was software. So there's two triggers to begin with. There's a oh godness about it. How am I going to learn this? I don't trust this. I don't know this, so I don't trust this. But I can see that it's new and I can see it's been placed on my radar, but I don't know what to do with it yet. Okay. So following the harmonization, I think was the business phrase, harmonization of divisions. Oh, fuck. Stop it. So after that then came the rollout of training to hundreds of people. Okay. And so I'm being reminded that a few months, when was it? February, January, it might have been January this year, where I was given the words, bring beginner's mind, Chrissy. So as I'm stepping onto what feels very much like a new path, and a blueprint that's still rolled up and tied with a red ribbon, I can see. It's not ready to be shown yet. And so me feeling into it and asking a ton of questions ain't going to help. So stepping into this new, let's call it a timeline, but new experience. If I don't bring beginner mind to it, that's going to prevent me from doing all sorts of important stuff, valuable stuff, like, how does it feel? How does it feel? Can I feel the potential of this? So beginner's mind lets go of knowing. It also lets go of the need to know. What does it feel like? What am I sensing into here? Use the body, use the sensory perception. And allow the only work that you do in the 3D to maybe make some notes. But again, you must, I'm being directive, I'm owning that. You must let go of needing to understand the big picture because it hasn't revealed itself yet. Okay. What does it feel like? Mm-hmm. And what's that triggering? Is that triggering anything in me? Yes or no? Yes, it's this. No, I can't wait. So, so bringing beginner's mind Yeah. So you see that even now, that started in January, and now I've just put those two jigsaw pieces together. That preceded the why are we resurrecting the child? Empty sponge. Teach me. Teach me. So we're learning a new way. We are learning a new way. Yeah, okay. I'm going to start at the end, actually, because I've just been given a word that I know I've put right at the end. We are building a new legacy. Okay. So it's like in the 3D, that would look like, what kind of estate am I building to leave to my successors? What am I building to leave to my successors? And in that building of the new, I'm feeling energies like joyfulness, like love, understanding, compassion, passion. And you'll see I've just started using the word wanton again. So wanton was on my poetry book, and I've found that I've used it twice today. So what is wanton pleasure? Oh, wanton pleasure. Oh yeah, we can do that when that's done. We'll get that done first, and then you can do your wanton pleasure, because that's not important. That's more important. Important. I feel like I want to wear like a hat when I say important, like I don't know, some kind of military caps. Important. No, that actually isn't important now, because it's crumbling. It's crumbling. What we're building is joy, this wanton pleasure. Okay. So I'm going to start there. Right. I'm just going to hit these notes because I don't want to be distracted. As I was typing these notes, this song was playing in my mind, and it's a Kate Bush song. And the lyric is, "He's here again, the man with the child in his eyes." Isn't that lovely? I can still hear her singing it to me. Thank you, Kate. Right, so renewal of passion, but no plan. My first question into this might be, how do we surrender? How do we surrender? What does the word surrender do to you? So I know when I say that to some people, it actually triggers them. It's like there's an inherent permission needed to surrender. And there's the dichotomy of, what am I surrendering to? I don't know it, ergo, I probably don't trust it. Are we still preoccupied with the doingness? That's interesting. Autocorrect has changed doingness to dinginess. It's left the O out. Dinginess. That's interesting. I'm keeping that. Are we still preoccupied with the dinginess of our productivity addiction? Is our joy contracted into clearing our desk? It's like you can't have dessert until you've eaten your meal, until you've eaten your greens. It's like the if-then negotiation. If you do this, then you can go and play. Oh God, I've done that. I can feel that in me. I've done that to my kids. If you do this, you can go and play. If you finish this, you know. How about go play? Go and play. We've put it on the back burner, and play is creation. Play is creation. So out of this poverty. Yeah, I love how spirit is auto-correcting my speech. I'm going with that. Poverty addiction, spiritual poverty addiction. Holy crap. How is our spiritual poverty addiction? I want to put that in. Bear with me. How is our spiritual poverty addiction stopping us from playing? So what I'm seeing is an unworthiness to rest in a deeply joyful, ecstatic surrender. That's the difference between I'm going to lie down for half an hour because I'm knackered and my soul needs to rest, and I'm honoring that. I'm going to create a sacred space that nobody can interrupt. Why? Because it's what I need right now. Interrupt at your peril. Making that sacred and holy space, that beautiful space that the soul needs to rest. Ecstatic surrender. Oh, this feels so good. You know that feeling. You know when you're exhausted and you climb into bed and it's clean linen. Ooh, it's so nice. It's so nice. That, creating that for yourself. Because that feeling is a happy accident of the productivity of changing your bed sheets, you know. Creating just that space where you're honored by you, for you. So I'm seeing a lot of, but have I earned this rest and do I even deserve it? I'm hearing the phrase just desserts. Just desserts. That's coming in with eat your greens and you can have pudding. Dessert. Deserving. You don't deserve it yet until you've eaten your greens. Oh, that doesn't feel good at all. That's, well, it's up here. So this is where I hold innocence and purity. And it's just like this dark sheath around innocence and purity. You don't deserve pudding. You haven't eaten your greens. Go to your room. I just went into the collective room where this kid who won't eat its greens is just sitting really fed up. And I messed it up. I went into the triples and I pulled out all the clothes and I went, go play! Go play. We'll do this later. It's not important. Oh, love. Just love. Wow. Do I even deserve it? How can I justify meaningless, joyful, wanton pleasure? Do you need to? Do you need to justify that? Have a look at that. What's that contract? What transaction did you set up in the pursuit of meaningless, joyful, wanton pleasure? Can you let go of the deservingness of that and give yourself a permission slip? But what about the others in my family, community, whatever, who I'm still trying to please or who I take responsibility for that doesn't belong to me? What about them? And I say, can you just rest? The answer comes back, no. Not with all that's on my mind. So I must do the mind first and then go into the feedingness. Let's do the mind first. Yeah. Oh, it's spiritual hunger. It's no wonder the spiritual hunger just keeps getting put on the back burner. So I must do this first. Fuck that. Stop it. Stop it. It's become a reflex. What can I put in the way of my joy? What can I put in the way of my joy? What can I put in the... Stop. I want joy. Ding. It's that easy. And I'm not getting cross with you. I'm getting cross with the paradigm of it. The dirty trickster energy of it. So my question, I love your feedback on this, is is that deserving of rest and pleasure in any way linked into this new passion without a plan? Is one exacerbating the other to raise the devil in us? To raise the trigger in us and pull the shadow up, because it's like, you know, spirit's going, guys, we want you to be wantonly, pleasurably, ecstatically joyful and play like children without a plan, like a fool, you know. In order to do that, you're going to have to kick some rubble up and pull the crap out of the carburetor. So here it is. How about we bring these two fields of energy in at the same time? Poof. Yeah, all right, that's fun. Thanks. But it's just a question. I don't know. I'm not putting the answer in there. And this week, a human who adores cooking and baking, and found many and plentiful reasons and excuses not to feed the passion. But what about? I can't because exhausting. So when this human allowed themselves to just consider what it might feel like again to wantonly roam the kitchen, their kitchen, take ownership of their kitchen, their whole energy field changed into surrender and acceptance and curiosity. What a beautiful alchemy. And what followed, the creativity switched on. Oh, right. Where am I going to put my recipe books? I'm going to put a shelf up. Right, I need this size tin. I need right. I'm going to go and buy those. Do you see? So you surrender. You surrender to the thing you're resisting. And sit with the energy. Allow it to change your field. It's the move into the potential of it. It's the move into the potential of it. Well, okay then. Bring beginner mind. You don't have the plan. Your spirit is trying to show you something, or your higher self, or your God mind. Let's not get hung up on labels. Try and show you something. So when you surrender to it, in comes the feeling of it, the integration of it, the curiosity of it, and then the plan. The plan automatically downloads. To facilitate this wanton pleasure of cooking and baking, I'm going to need to do this. That's fabulous. That's birth. Simple birth. Okay. And this is Fool energy. Fool doesn't have a plan. It's got a sandwich in a rucksack. That's it. Doesn't have a plan. It's just in flow state. It's just in flow state. Listening. Beginner mind. You won't know it until you do it. And here's a prime example. So it strikes me I've never made an intro video, okay? And I want a pinned video on the home page for newcomers so they know what they're walking into. So I did video number 1 and it was way too long. It's got all my notes. I was reading from my notes, trying to get it all right, trying to get it all perfect. Way too long, deleted that. I made video number 2 and I edited the notes. And I messed it up. It was all wrong. Deleted that. So I started the 3rd one, and I started it in silence to allow the quiet voice to rise. And I started it with cards, in silence, in the heart space. That's where I don't know what's going to come in. And I've reduced my list to like 3 bullets. So I am, that's what I do, this is where you can find me. And then the rest just flowed. And This is a perfect example of how to move out of that cognitive thinking, planning, doing, productivity into fool. I'm a fool. I am a fool. Okay. Soul. No plan. Balancing on the precipice, unafraid, in curiosity. Let it be, and it will. Okay. So, yes. I sacrificed my ego on the altar of YouTube. So, what's going to come out? Well, that was blunt. What? What's going to potentially come out of this passion without a plan? Well, it might trigger frustration. I've certainly seen that. It might trigger boredom or what's presenting, because we can only map to what we already know. But what actually might be coming in is a new something that we don't have a word for. So it might show as boredom. That feeling where you've got inspiration and energy and you somehow feel a bit wired and a bit alive. You don't know what to do with it. And that's why I'm getting fat, because I just go and bake a cake. I think I've put half a stone on since lockdown. Yeah, well, it's more of me to love. Yeah, so my guidance, if it's presenting as an uncomfortable seesaw of new energy and passion and a desire for wanton pleasure, but that's not going to fit. That's not going to fit the productivity paradigm, is it? Is it? Is it? That's not going to fit the productivity paradigm. So we're going to wrestle with that. I mean, we might feel really uncomfortable. So my guidance is to move into the creative surrender. You don't know what this is. Admit that you don't know what. Let go of needing to know what this is. Fall into surrender. Move to something creative and just relax. There's nothing else to do. Just relax. Move into your favorite creative expression for no reason. There is no reason. There's nothing to be gained or created here. Moving to creativity engages the feminine. Okay, we're in a full moon tomorrow, today, I don't know. We're in a full moon in Scorpio. Pluto's winding up for a retrograde. So Pluto rules Scorpio. So it's going to take us into the deep. And I'm meeting an awful lot of deep. I was getting ready to go to bed last night and I checked my phone and I had an hour's work in front of me because there were things I needed to deal with, people who needed. So it's beautiful. We're breaking down. That's all that's happening. We're breaking down and it's going to be beautifully messy. Oh, gorgeous. So yeah, move to creative expression. Your favorite creative thing to do. Engage the feminine and trust that the plan will download. And it might not. You just might have fun. You just might have fun and be able to use some kinesthetic energy, which is good for the body anyway. Moving prana around the body is good. If there's something that needs to come in when we engage in creative process, we just move out of time space. We just move into the other realms, other dimensions. Because we're doing something, we engage the noise, engage the noisy bit, the bit that wants to control. Then we can just go off. Feminine will engage, creativity will blossom. And remember, it's not all about you. 2020 will integrate you into a wider collective, and this is happening. Remember the pebble in the pond and another pebble in that radiating circle and how they intersect. Throw lots of pebbles and watch all of those circles. They don't distort, they just intersect. One into another, into another. It's beautiful. Okay. Flower of life. Creative principle. And we're part of that. And so the cogs are moving around us. Okay. So nothing's going to feel constant and safe in the old way. But it has the potential to feel joyfully creative consistently if we bring beginner mind. And we're in training. That's all. We're in training. So be gentle with yourself. So your call to enter stage left will come when it's good and ready. Okay. It will come when it's good and ready. And when it's ready, so too will you be. You'll just know, you'll just know. Yeah. So that's the first bit. Let me just pull some cards. I don't know how long this has been recording. I wish it told me. That's interesting. I don't know why. I'm going to show it to you. Oh, wow. This is speaking straight into what I've just been talking about, which is the renewal of passion with no plan and what that's going to kick up in us. Discover the hard to find blessing. Well, it can be hard to do, can't it? That can be hard to do. When you're on your arse, weeping your heart out. It can be hard. Our defiance might kick in at that point, and our victim might kick in at that point, and the part of us that's just failed again and again and again might kick in at that point. And the last thing we want to do is find the ally in that. So this card is directly challenging that in us. That's a big challenge, but it's there, so I'm presenting it. Right, let's who wants to play? Maybe this. So if we ask for helpers to come in and help us work through the arrival of passion without a plan, maybe that one. My throat is still clearing, forgive me. I'm finding my child's voice, that's what it is. Oh. And I'm getting the words, ownership can help us very quickly transition out of victim. We signed up for this. It took me half my life to realize why I'm here. Never really wanted to be here. I've been a recalcitrant soul for so long. I know why I'm here now. I just had to wait my turn. I just had to wait my turn. Make the grade with flying colours, 32, 5. 5 is the number of change. Change. It looks back and it looks forward. It looks up and it looks down and creates change with all of those different perspectives. It's holding the dissonance of the field. And at the moment, the dissonance is, I feel really passionate. I don't know what to fucking do with it. What do I do with it? That's what you do with it. You be discombobulated. That's what you do with it. Learning to be discombobulated, the exhilaration of discombobulation. Okay. Oh my heavens. Really? Celebrate the sacred gap Oh, wow. I'm talking about creating a sacred space to move into that ecstatic self-love where you're letting the soul rest. And we've got the sacred gap now of renewal of passion but no plan. What I've been talking about for like 2-3 videos is gap analysis. Oh, I could just keep pulling. These cards are amazing. I'm so glad I got them. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm sensing these next two are part of this. Boldly express your uniqueness. You want to bake a cake that you know your family won't like, do it. About them, it's about you. Okay. And I sense this is coming in. I sense this very, very strongly. How it turns up will be pursuant to your perspective. But this is what's coming in. Okay. That can be just the ability to move into surrender. That's winning the lottery. You can allow your whole system, not just the physical body, but the whole system, the mind, the heart, the soul, the physical, to rest and let go. Because you're letting go of the old programming, which is exhausting. That's what you're letting go of. Then surely you've won the lottery. Make room for wonderment. Wow, amazing, amazing, amazing. So renewal of passion without a plan is discover the hard to find blessing. Be with the ally in disguise. Okay. Bring beginner mind. And remember, you own you. You signed up for this. On some level, we chose this. Otherwise, we wouldn't have incarnated, you know. Be with the exhilaration of discombobulation. So we don't quite know where we're going. We can feel it. Again, we can feel it, but we haven't got the plan for it yet. We're building it. That's what we're building. That's what we're building. Celebrate the sacred gap and give thanks for the buffer time. We're buffering. We're downloading. I love that. We're buffering. Make weird the new cool. Okay. Boldly express your uniqueness. What is your cake? If you're a cake, what cake would it be? If you were a flower, what flower would you be? And win the lottery. Because you're building the new. We've already won. Okay, I'm actually going to wrap this up here because I don't want to launch into the second thing. I'll make another video on that because I want to keep the energy separate. As usual, it's been an absolute blimmin' joy being here and being with you guys. Thank you again for being here, and thank you for your subs and your comments. Oh, I love your comments. I love your comments. It's like watching flowers blossom. So beautiful. So I'm going to go now and have breakfast because I'm hungry. Sending lots of love. I'll see you again soon. Sooner than you think.